Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. I once again urge the Revolutionary Guard, the Iranian military, police, to lay down your arms and receive full immunity or face certain death. It will be certain death. Won't be pretty. I call upon all Iranian patriots who yearn for freedom to seize this moment, to be brave, be bold, be heroic, and take back your country. America is with you.
गुसार चला गया कौन के साए दर्द दिल मेरा गम गुसार चला गया जिसे आशनाओं का पास था वो वफा शियार चला गया
For more than 3 decades, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei held a hardline grip on Iran as supreme leader. Born in 1939, Khamenei rose to prominence following the Islamic Revolution, when he became a key player in the country's leadership. He served 2 terms as president in the 1980s before becoming supreme leader after the 1989 death of Ayatollah Khamenei. Early on, he expanded the Shiite clerical class and empowered the Revolutionary Guard. He shifted Iran from conventional warfare to supporting proxy forces, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Houthi rebels in Yemen, Hamas in Gaza, and support for former President Bashar Assad in Syria. He held a deeply suspicious stance towards the United States and strongly backed Iran's nuclear program, a program the US and its allies claimed was secretly trying to build a nuclear weapon up until 2003. A 2015 nuclear deal with world powers greatly limited Iran's program, but a decision by President Donald Trump to unilaterally withdraw from the accord prompted Iran to begin enriching uranium to near weapons-grade levels. Protests marked Khamenei's reign, including those marking the 2022 death of Mahsa Amini, who was detained for not wearing her headscarf properly. Iran arrested thousands of protesters, and some 500 people were killed. In 2026, protests spurred by economic grievances evolved into a nationwide anti-government push against the ruling clerics. Iran's leadership responded with a brutal crackdown, leading to more than 7,000 deaths, according to the human rights activists' news agency. The Iranian government has acknowledged more than 3,000 killed, though it has undercounted or not reported fatalities from past unrest. The crackdown on protesters, which reached its height on January 8th and 9th, 2026, was the deadliest since the Islamic Republic took power in 1979.
Ali Khamenei, Iran's anti-Western supreme leader who dominated the Islamic Republic for more than 3 decades, has died at 86. Born in 1939 in Mashhad, Khamenei studied under Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini and rose from revolutionary cleric to president, then supreme leader in 1989 after a constitutional amendment cleared his path. Over time, he transformed from a soft-spoken cleric into the ultimate authority over Iran's politics, military, and judiciary. He defined Iran as an implacable foe of the US and Israel, expanding the power of the Revolutionary Guard and its Quds Force. After the 2003 US invasion of Iraq, Iran armed Shiite militias that later gained formal status in Baghdad, cementing Tehran's influence. He backed Hezbollah in Lebanon and supported Hamas in Gaza, alliances battered after Israel's 2023 war with Hamas and the 2024 ouster of Syria's Bashar al-Assad. At home, Khamenei ruled with an iron grip. Protests in 2009, 2019, 2022, and a nationwide revolt in 2026 were met with deadly crackdowns. He also defended the Guard after it shot down a Ukrainian airliner filled with Iranian nationals in the tense aftermath of a U.S. drone attack that killed Khamenei's most prized general, Qasem Soleimani. He insisted Iran didn't seek nuclear weapons, yet advanced a contested nuclear program and outlasted the collapse of the 2015 deal. To supporters, he was a guardian of the revolution. To critics, a leader who preserved power at immense human cost.
إسرائيل يجب أن تسقط وستسقط إن شاء الله.
Israel just struck Iran, 500 targets in one morning. While the world is watching the news, Jews are watching the stock market. Here's why. You see war and you panic. We see war and we calculate. You hear bombs and you freeze. We hear bombs and we move. Not because we don't feel, because 3,000 years taught us that the man who freezes in a crisis is the man who loses everything in it. You sell your stocks when the market crashes. We buy. You pull your money out when the world gets scary. We put more in. You think that's cold. We think that's the difference between building wealth and watching it disappear. My father told me every crisis in history made two groups of people, those who ran from it and those who built from it. Guess which group is still here? You wait for the world to calm down before you act. We act while the world is still shaking. You call that opportunistic. We call it the reason Jewish families survived every war, every exile, every collapse, and came out stronger on the other side. The storm is here. Most people will hide. A few will build. The question is, which one are you? Comment build if you already know the answer. Save this. You'll need it again. Trust me.
For the first time in an impactful way, a missile landed in Tel Aviv from Tehran. Missiles supposedly supplied from Tehran emanated from Yemen.
You know, when one looks at Iran and the rhetoric of Iran, you know, Iran is one of the few countries which believes that the Israeli, what they call the Zionist regime, must be swept off the surface of this earth. There is not a single country that uses that kind of rhetoric as regards the state of Israel. The Middle East will change, because if you look at the Middle East now, nobody simply wants to speak against Israel. Look at all of them, the Saudis, the Egyptians, the Lebanese, the Jordanians. Nobody wants to speak against Israel. The only country that really raised its head and said, we cannot allow this to happen and we are going to do something about it, is Iran. Look at Syria now. The leader is now doing what America wants him to do. And when the Israelis want to bomb, when the Americans want to bomb, they do it at will. Eliminate Iran from the equation, Israel is the dominant power, doing what they want without consequence.
Okay.
You see, this US and Iranian war, it is really getting out of hand, to start with, first of all. And from a standpoint of truth and sincerity, we all knows that from a standpoint of truth, Iran cannot stand the US when it comes to war, because right from the very first day
the arrival of that
after those
U.S.
World
Navy
War II,
warship will not
we
affect
all know
Iran's
that
resolute will and
USA
determination
happens to
to
be the
defend
world
the
power,
nation. Countries in the region
in
are
the
well
sense
aware
that
any
they are
insecurity in
not
the
just a
region
sovereign nation,
concerning U.S.-Iran tensions
but if
is
there
not
is one
only
thing
aimed at
that
Iran,
has
it is
actually
a
bettered
contagious
them
insecurity.
sovereignty
The Trump administration has
is
reportedly
the
outlined a
ability for
series
them
of
to
demands
build
to
power
Tehran that must be
on
met in order to
solitude.
avert potential US military action.